Action Comics Annual 2023 heads to Earth Al Ghul, where the Al Ghul soldiers round up a family, angered that they would not part with one of their children, so now they'll kill them all. In a flurry of wind and ice, Superman, Etrigan and Bloodwind arrive, taking down the soldiers and their bat creatures quickly. The family are reunited with the son the Al Ghuls wanted, as Superman asks the girl if she's okay, thinking it must have been really scary for her. The girl asks about the picture on Superman's chest, so Clark tells her about his family sigil and how it reminds him to be brave, hoping that it's working, and the girl feels a little bit braver. The girl says she does, as her father tells the heroes they can never repay them for what they have done there. Superman thinks they can by telling them where the Al Ghuls would have taken his daughter. The man thinks that she would have been taken to White's tomb, giving the heroes some directions. Before they leave, the boy asks how they can fight and win, and Superman tells him that victory comes in its own time, and it just needs them to fight on, and if you can keep fighting and never give up, eventually the enemy has to give up. At White's tomb, Othel Ra is given great power in the form of some new chains, finding that she has dreamt of having a chain as long as this one. The girl sees herself battling gladiators in Warworld's fighting pits, adding more links to her chains as Janal Al Ghul tells her that one more battle will be needed before she is ready. The girl stops herself though, remembering that elves don't kill, wondering where her brother is. Janelle tells her that he is with Superman and they are weaklings, but she is meant to be a powerful conqueror, greater than even Mongol himself. Janelle is happy with the power that she is creating, but her priests think Othel's flesh is unworthy since she's not truly human. Janelle wants to continue with the ritual anyway since she's out of time, and being the final Al Ghul left, she has to take Othel as a vessel. She orders the Lazarus chamber to be ready, and it's time to take the next step in their plan. Superman and the others meanwhile find the Empire of Shadows invasion army, realizing they are coming for Earth Zero. The heroes are soon spotted, and Etrigan teleports away to rescue Othel from the tomb, while Superman and Bloodwind confront the bat creatures and the weapons of the Empire of Shadows. Superman draws the fire away from the city as the priests inside the tomb demand to know who dares assail their citadel. Janelle knows that it can only be one person, demanding that they begin the ritual before Superman gets there. Green fog fills the room as Etrigan appears, picking off the priests one by one and burning their heads to ash. He tells Janelle that she faces more than Superman, as first they must contend with Etrigan. Bloodwind meanwhile takes down another bat monster, telling Batman to head into the Citadel to save his daughter, since he can handle the army, as they pose little threat to him. Etrigan meanwhile confronts Janelle, demanding that she free the girl. He's stabbed in the back by the possessed Othel and told by Janelle that she has once captured the demon alone, and he now had the gall to think he can come back and defeat her in her own home. Superman arrives, calling for Othel, but Janelle makes her see Clark as Mongol, telling the girl to kill him. Othel attacks Superman with a giant axe, but Superman stops the weapon, telling the girl that she isn't a Warzone, or him, or even Kara. She is the bravest kid he has ever known, and one who, while was taught to kill, instead spent every day protecting her brother. Superman calls her the Star Child of the House of Ra, making the girl remember the story that Kara told her about the Star Child becoming the shield for the Red Sun and their tribes, making her the best of both worlds. Othel is freed from the control of Janelle, who attacks Superman, telling him that she belongs to the Al Ghuls. Etrigan and Bloodwind subdue her, telling her that she will pay for her hubris. Janelle frees herself, grabbing Etrigan and reminding the demon that she did not release him from her servitude. She possesses Etrigan instead of Othel, telling Superman that the invasion would have been beautiful and everything would have had a place, but the Man of Steel ruined everything and his world isn't ready just yet. But now there is no more time. Janelle transforms into a giant demon, leading her army through a portal to Earth Zero. Back on Earth Zero, Jimmy and Lois cover a massive Blue Earth protest, watching as the powered Blue Earthers take down some aliens. Luckily, the Superman family arrive, taking down the Blue Earthers instead, who think that the family are just Superman's spares, offended at the idea that they have to deal with them and not Superman himself. Keenan thinks that they will wish Superman was there, smashing the Blue Earthers in the face as Connor tells him that Superman doesn't think that they are bad guys. He thinks that they are being used by the real bad guys, but he still thinks that they look like bad guys, and that's good enough for him. The family soon hear a low hum as a portal opens above the city, ushering the Empire of Shadows invasion force into the city of tomorrow. The Empire's bat creatures flood through the streets, and Supergirl points out that this is that alien invasion the Blue Earthers have been so afraid of, and they and their cult leader led them there. She asks them if they still want to protect Earth, and they do, so Kara asks them to fight with them. The Superman family and the Blue Earthers fight back against the Empire, aiming to get them away from populated areas as Osul rushes off, spotting Janelle aboard a blimp. Superboy tells the Blue Earthers to draw fire from the ships, chiding one of them for throwing a ship into a building as the people are evacuating below. The man apologizes, visibly shook since Nora Stone is the one attacking them. Connor knows that it's okay, telling them that Superman was right and they got played, but now they can make things right. Superboy tells them to watch out for bystanders as Osul speeds towards the command ship, remembering the Red Sun and how he repelled the fire of a monster that rained down on him and his tribe, until his power let him retaliate. Osul hits Janelle with all of his power, signaling Supergirl that they need to follow him. Osul demands that his sister be given back to him, but Janelle is more shocked at the power the boy has, knowing that Othel was the strong one meant to be her vessel, and she never gave Osul much of a thought, but maybe with the power he has, he is a more fitting vessel. Janelle is thrown from her ship by a blast from the arriving Othel and Superman, who reunite with Osul. Superman goes after Janelle, who thinks that they can win the invasion of Metropolis, telling the hero that her forces will continue to pour through the portal until they blanket the Earth. Othel defends Superman with a shield, giving him and Osul a chance to blast the villain. The rest of the Superman family and the Blue Earthers continue to take down the ships as Superman tells Janelle that her so-called strength isn't even her own. She steals it from him, from her enemies, and from her own family. But now her Blue Earth forces have seen her for what she really is, a shadow of who she thought she was, and it will mean she always loses. Superman smashes through her magical construct, giving Bloodwind and the returning Etrigan a opening to reverse her portal with their own magic. Janelle begins to turn to dust along with the rest of her forces as Etrigan tells her that she tried to enslave the Devil's own people and walk the roads of hell without paying a toll, but now he's come to collect her soul. Janelle says that the Empire of Shadows will claim Earth-Zero and she and Superman are not finished. The woman disappears and Metropolis' skies turn clear again. 1 week later, Glenn is met by his son Steven, who says that the teachers let them out of school early after their test. Glenn decides that both lucked out since he's about to take his break. The boy looks over the devastation left by the Empire of Shadows, finding that this is going to be a big job to clean up. Glenn isn't complaining though, since the overtime for him is good. Steven knows that it's not like when his father was a thief though, asking if he's going to miss his old work. Glenn knows that it's okay for him to talk about this sort of stuff, and he's proud his son wants to. He tells the boy that he doesn't really miss it, and while the cars and big houses were nice, there is a fear that came with that line of work, and he was always afraid he was going to get busted or shot. Steven asks if he's mad at Superman for catching him, and Glenn admits that at first he was, but then he didn't realize what the hero was doing, which was trying to save him as much as he was trying to save the people he was hurting. Glenn tells his son that thanks to Superman, Metropolis is their city as much as anybody else's, and while his job is now hard, it's because he gets to build things and help people build the city his family lives in and turn it into a place where people care about each other, not because they want to get something from them or because they know them, but because they can and decided that's how it should be. Glenn assures his son that he doesn't miss the old days at all, as it wasn't his city back then. He was just hiding out in it, but now they belong to the greatest city in the world, the city of Superman, and thanks to him, it's better with them in it.